Welcome to Flow. Let's get started. For today's session, you'll need something like a t-shirt or a towel or a strap to assist in some stretches. Start off on your back with the bottoms of your feet together and your knees open wide. You can bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. Start to bring focus and awareness to your breath. In this session today, we're going to be doing stretches that we hold for quite a while. So we really want to bring importance to the breath and how breathing can help to assist while stretching. Take one more big breath and then close your knees in. Pull your knees into your chest, grab for your fingers, your wrists, or your forearms, make a little ball, and start to take some easy movement from side to side. This can be just very, very gentle. Maybe feeling a bit of waking up in the backs of the legs or into the lower back. Try to keep the back of your head really pushing down into the mat. Continue to feel that expansion of your belly as you breathe in, making a little bit of pressure in your hip creases. Release your feet down to the ground. Feet will come about hips-width distance apart and push your hips up into a bridge pose. And think of finding that open space between your two front hip bones. Option to stay here, option to extend your arms up overhead. I want this to feel like more of a way to open through the front of your body versus necessarily to find glute activation, which we will still find a little. Lower your hips down. And now cross your right ankle over your left knee and then push your hips up once again. So you may start to feel a few things here. One of these things will be a stretch into your right glute and then also a little bit of left glute activation as you're now on one leg. You may also feel a bit of stretch into the front of your left thigh. Lower your hips down and now lift your left foot off the ground and we'll come into a supine figure 4. And as you're coming into this posture, you can thread your hands underneath your bottom thigh. Notice what's going on with your shoulders. Are they lifting away from the ground? Try to keep your shoulders really rooted into the mat and maybe you take some easy movement side to side. Also notice what's going on with your jaw, places you may be holding on to tension that you may not be thinking about. And now take this shape, the cross of your legs, and let them fall over to the left. Option to open your right arm out to the right side. Bring your gaze over towards your right hand. Breathe into your belly. And imagine those breaths that we established just a few moments ago on your back. The idea in today's session is to take a bit of extra time in each posture and really allow your breath to bring you a little deeper into the stretch or into the position. And in a twist that can feel kind of just like a release. Slowly bring yourself back, feet are flat to the mat. And push your hips up once again into your bridge pose. Both feet down on the ground to start off with, just nice and open through the fronts of your hips. Your arms can come back behind your head if that felt like a nice release and open for your chest. Continue to push down in the feet. And I want this to feel a little more like a restorative stretch versus a glute activator. Now slowly lower your hips. Cross your left ankle over your right knee as you lift your hips up off the ground. So this is going to target slightly differently into the left glute. Push your right butt bone up off the mat and you may feel even a little bit of stretch with the traction of your left ankle against the front of your right thigh, maybe just a teeny bit there. Take a few more moments, really push down into your bottom foot. Lower your hips, supine figure 4. Lift your right foot up off the mat. Flex your left foot a lot. Now your hands can kind of thread underneath your right thigh to bring the position a little bit closer towards your chest. And can just pause and breathe here. Notice what's going on with your shoulders. Try to release your shoulders down to the ground. And maybe find just a very easy side-to-side rocking through your lower spine. And that just will target the stretch slightly different onto the left side glute. And now start to cross your left knee a little more on top of your right. And then bring your knees so they fall over to the right. And you can extend your left arm open to the left to get a little bit deeper twist through the neck. If that feels accessible through your neck, you can bring your gaze over to your left fingertips. And use your breath as a tool here. Every exhale, allow your body to sink a little heavier into the mat, to sink a little heavier into your twist. Think nice, full, open breaths into the belly. The diaphragm can be a little constricted. Slowly unravel, bring your knees back into your chest, and this is where we're going to be using that prop. So that could be a strap, a towel, or a t-shirt, anything that you can wrap around your foot. So extend your right leg, and we're coming into an assisted hamstring stretch. So you'll loop your object around your right foot, and then pull your right shin towards your nose. Now bend your top knee for a moment, and then re-extend the leg. And we take that again, bend your top knee, and then re-extend your leg. And you can opt to take that a few more times. The bottom left leg could be straight or could be bent. And this takes a little bit of upper body activation, but try to be as released as possible through both of your legs. And you can just emphasize the length of your right hamstring. Continue to breathe here. We're holding these for a long time on purpose today. We're going to move this into a second, an open position. So you can bring the little strap into your right hand and open your right leg out to the side. Now I like to bring my left hand onto the top of my left hip, and that just encourages my left butt bone to stay down on the ground versus kind of lifting up. This will target the inner thigh of the right side, which you're probably noticing, and then maybe also a bit of pull into the front of the left hip. Take a few more big breaths here, just breathing into your belly. And you may notice that you're able to pull your right foot closer to your right ear. Bring your leg back to center, and now we're going to take the right leg just a little bit across to the left side. So we are going to go into that full twist in a moment, but for right now, I want to bring focus into your outer right thigh. That's your IT band. So the right leg is going to go maybe just 6 inches across to the left. And continue to pull the shin towards your nose. You're going to be feeling something all along the outside of your right leg, maybe even into your right shin if you want to kind of sickle your foot. And now continue your journey. Your right foot will come all the way across into a big open twist. Now you can stay right there with the leg, or you could bend your opposite leg. That would be your left leg. You could bend and catch your foot. That's going to add just a bit of an extra quad opening along the left side. That's completely optional. Keep your chest open towards the ceiling. And come back to those big belly breaths. This is not our first twist, so we may feel a little more accustomed, especially in the spine. And slowly, slowly bring yourself back to center. We're going to do all of that on the second side. So loop your strap or your t-shirt, whatever you have, around your left foot. Pull your left shin towards your nose. Bend your left knee. And then extend your left leg. And you can take that about 2 or 3 more times. Every time you bend your knee, think that you could try to keep your knee exactly where it is and then lengthen and straighten from there. And it just may feel a little different, a little deeper into the left hamstring, the back of the left leg. And if you consistently have a big bend of your left knee, that's okay. This can be a really intense stretch. Obviously, just targeting the hamstrings. So breathe into whatever you're feeling, wherever you are. And then open your left leg out to the left side. Keep your right hand onto your right hip bone, just to encourage your right butt bone down to the mat. Now, again, if you have a big, deep bend into your left knee, that's no big deal. We're just trying to get a stretch into the inner thigh and the hamstring, and you're accomplishing that even with the bend of your knee. As we get a little bit further, you may notice that with your breath, you're able to find a little more extension into your left leg. Bring your left leg back to center, switch the straps to your right hand, and now pull the left leg just barely across over to the right. And again, if you've got a big old bend in that left knee, that's okay. Use the strap to help you out here. Use the strength of your arms to try to pull your leg a little closer towards your nose. You can kind of sickle through your left foot as well. And now we'll take this twist all the way. So bring your left foot all the way across to the right. Option to just stay with the twist, or option to bend your right knee and catch your right foot with your left hand. And then think of your left shoulder peeling down to the ground. Or think of your chest peeling up towards the ceiling. Breathe into this second twist, a bit of a deeper twist for our second go around. And slowly, slowly bring yourself out of this. Remove your strap, just place it off to the side. We're gonna be coming into an inversion here. A couple of options. You can extend your legs straight up to the ceiling. That's called legs up the wall pose, or what I'm demonstrating here is called a plow pose. If you'd like to bring your feet all the way up and over your head. Now, a couple options with your feet. Your knees can be bent as I'm demonstrating here. You could extend your legs back behind you, or you could extend your legs straight up to the ceiling. If neither of these options is great for you, just extend your legs straight up to the ceiling. Feel free to have a bit of a bend of your knees, or even better, if you have a wall nearby, extend your legs and let them rest up the wall. This is called legs up the wall pose. It's really great for anxiety and just finding a bit of inversion that may be less intense than the plow pose that I'm demonstrating. Whichever option you've chosen, breath is the theme. Slowly release yourself down. Happy baby, catch the insides or the outsides of your feet. And find a bit of movement. You could extend through one or both legs. You can rock yourself from side to side. I like to always find a bit of movement into my face and my jaw. Give yourself a few more big breaths here. Your belly's really exposed. You could breathe right into your belly. Try to push your lower spine down to the ground as much as possible. Give it one more big breath, and then release your legs so they come long and heavy in front of you. Bring your arms down to your side. You could bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Allow your eyes to close or find a soft gaze. And reconnect with the breath that we established at the beginning of the sequence. And in your body, notice any shifts that you may feel. Thank you for joining us. And that's your flow.